Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale, continuing Rady's route. Or Relita's route, I guess. Whatever, it's always gonna be Rady's route to me. And we just, have a plan. We now have a plan for getting our old Rady back, but also had the funniest goddamn scene with our parents last time, and I'm still laughing. It'll only stop being funny because I'll forget about it, which is unfortunate because, my brain only has so much room. But still, goddamn amazing scene. Our parents are fun. Mom's all excited. Oh, my little girl's in love. And Dad's like, no, no, no. But then also gets mad because Rady rejected us. Can't touch my daughter, but how dare he say no? Still goddamn funny. Anyway. So continuing, and now we are in Rady's perspective, I believe so. Expand your knowledge and meet more people. Complete my grand experiment and bring about the result I've always dreamed of. How do I get that result, though? As much as I'd like to say, once you obtain a heart, that's too ambiguous. Let me put it this way, then. Humans can experience gratification, delight, anguish, and despair alike thanks to one particular feeling. They get their hopes up, then they feel betrayed and hurt. They doubt something, then choose to believe it. Is this a riddle or something? Sounds so contradictory and annoying. It sounds like love. Most humans and babies harbor this turbulent emotion inside of them. If you acquire it for yourself, your heart shall be complete and my research will bear fruit. It's love, goddammit. Like real, true love. Not like the love you feel for your family. Although, you could still get betrayed by your family, but you know what I mean. We're talking about, like, romantic love. Yeah, whatever. What's this pain in the neck feeling called, huh? And this emotion, dare I say the root of all emotions, is called... I jerked awake and looked around. Well, this is the common area. I used to sleep in the same tent as Spacey before I lost my memory. But what with my amnesia and spurious stay in the night, I ended up sleeping here. It wasn't even the crack of dawn. How was Spurious sleeping in that hammock? I remembered that earlier today, too. I'd recalled my days with Celius when Calivus poured his mana into me. The conversation cuts off at a crucial point. I'm dying to know what it is. Blissful and radiant, yet suffocating and mournful. Romantic love. An intense feeling of ups and downs that could shake your thirst or leave you parched. The root of all emotions. If only I could remember the rest. I mean, technically love in general, but I think Rady does know what love is. Well, I mean, maybe not fully. I mean, I do think he cares about people, but but is caring enough? It needs to go a little bit deeper to be like you love your friends and family, you know? What did Celius say? I racked my brain, but my mind was so hazy I couldn't scrounge up a thing. A similar sensation comes to mind, though. I mean, my old self's feelings toward that girl. A wave of irritation crashed over me when that Leon guy touched her. No doubt the remaining threads of my previous self forced me to stop him. That intense urge must have been what Celius described. My old self was rich in emotion, so Celius's research had been a success. Why did he erase himself then? That makes me even more confused. Because he did love us, but he didn't think he deserved it. He needs to embrace it. He completed Celius's research and obtained what appeared to be a heart. So why did he throw everything away and save her parents? His decision baffled me. If I learn more about emotions and regain my lost memories, will I finally know the name of the emotion that had my pre-amnesiac self in its grasp? Spacey had to be the key. I didn't know why, but I just felt it. Aww. It's kind of cute. We get into Rady's head, and Rady's trying to figure out what's in his own head. Who's there? I was walking barefoot to the common area when Relita called out and spooked me. Oh, what are you doing here this late? Thirsty, so I thought I'd grab some water. Didn't know you were awake. Oh, well, I just woke up and got lost in my thoughts. Okay. Wonder what he's thinking about. The heart, maybe? I let my gaze trail up to him. I found Relita staring straight at me. If he stared any harder, he'd burn a hole in my face. He must not have absorbed the idea of awkwardness, or else he wouldn't do this. Do you want some water, too? No. Oh. His gaze was still fixed on me, even after he rejected my offer. It doesn't seem like he has something to say. So why is he looking at me like that? I was fully aware he was different from the Relita I loved. The man pinning me in place with his gaze looked just like him. Couldn't help but be flustered. I'll just go grab my drink then. Wait. What? I never expected him to stop me. My feet froze mid-step. Relita unabashedly walked straight up to me. And then... Did we get a CG? Oh my god! Stop it! He's so beautiful in this too. Why is he so gorgeous in every fucking CG? It's killing me. Huh? Placed his hands on my cheeks and lifted my face up to meet his. This is the most passionate you've ever been, and you have no clue what the hell you're doing. I mean, I think he does. I mean, yes, because he's not completely stupid, but like, you don't understand how much I love you and what this is doing to me, but like, look at his gorgeous little face. What is it? Our lips came so close, we nearly kissed. My cheeks heated up instantly and my heart hammered in my chest. Unfortunately, Relita was stone-faced. Oblivious to my confusion, he gently touched beneath my eyes. You're not crying anymore. What did he mean by that? I didn't know how to answer. Am I imagining it, or did he sound concerned for me just now? I can't let go of the old Relita, can I? They looked the same, they talked the same, yet their emotions were worlds apart. The new Relita was just now learning about them, but look at how fucking beautiful his face is, and just like, I know he's supposed to be stone-faced, but he actually like has such a tender look in his eyes, like just where you're like, this is where you kiss me, right? But you have no emotions in there! Game knows how to fuck with you. Even so, I felt he was implying something with his question. So I avert my eyes, force myself to smile. Probably force myself to smile, because you averting your eyes, it's like, yeah. Smile, no, I'm okay. As I weep. Yeah. Oh, and now her little smirk with her little blush is so beautiful. If you just saw this CG, you'd be like, it's kind of touching and beautiful. He looks kind of longingly at you, but it's like, it almost conveys something different is happening than what's happening, and I want to be mad about it. I want to be mad if I saw this CG, I'd be like, this is his like, I love you, and you're like, I'm gonna giggle, I love you too, like you're okay with it, and he's just like being intense about it, and yet that's nothing like that is happening here, but that's how it feels like. I love it. No more crying. I'm fine. Even though he had lost both his memory and emotions, he was still Relita. I pasted on a reassuring smile, even if he wasn't actually worried about me. I would have done the same for the old Relita. Just as I thought, he stayed mum and expressionless. Wow. If he were his old self, he would have known right away that I was lying. Glad this new Relita doesn't realize it. Oh, CG left me too fast. He finally let go of me after that. Perfection is boring. Love imperfection. He was mumbling as he repeated some mantra. Come again? It's Celius's favorite phrase. He always said perfect things have no room for development, while imperfect things have endless possibilities. You don't need to force yourself to be perfect. This Relita probably had no intention of cheering me up. He was merely sharing what he remembered. But for a moment there, I thought the old Relita had returned. I desperately fought back tears. Unaware of what I was feeling, Relita followed up with another question. What are you thinking now? You're asking me? You're the only one here. I want to know what's in your heart. If we weren't in this situation, I would have thought he was hitting on me. He was just trying to learn about emotions. I'm trying to find the right words to describe how I felt. Just fucking kiss him. I was uneasy, not knowing whether the old Relita would return. I was upset because I couldn't come to him for advice like I usually did. I was thankful to him for risking his life to save my parents. The list went on and on. My feelings toward him were complicated, to say the least. One word couldn't do them justice, but more than anything, in that moment, I felt overwhelmingly lonely. Lonely. The Relita I know up and disappeared, and a total stranger came to replace him. I feel lonely because my Relita went far, far away from me. I want to see him so bad. I finally understand how you felt. Me? A long time ago, I lost my heart. I wasn't talkative or expressive at all, the same way you are now. Oh my god, you know what? I'm so dumb because I didn't even, I didn't even see the parallel. Duh! My god, guys, I'm an idiot. Relita, you did everything you could to make me laugh and bring me back to normal. Now it's my turn. I'll go to the end of the world and back if it means you can laugh heartily and openly again. I see. A poker face as always. At least he didn't say anything insensitive, so we'd made some level of progress. Together with the circus guys, I'm gonna get his memories and emotions back. Like, how dumb am I to have not figured out that parallel? Jesus. Like, duh! Oh my god. Oh, chapter 9! Look at our little furball. Last chapter. Still got a couple parts, though. Minimum. After saying goodbye to Spiria and my parents, we left Kalita. Like last time, our first stop was Kultura, followed by Orions and then Ferris. All three shows went off without a hitch. Since our last shows in each city were so well received, we had even bigger crowds. They brought plenty of enthusiasm, too. With every performance, a flora bloomed from the seeds Aleste had given us. Once we'd packed up in Ferris, we headed back to the capital, Arthir. We were due to arrive tomorrow afternoon, so we set up a tent a little ways off the main road for the night. The last flora will bloom soon, huh? Look at Firo in his little adorable form. Firo broached the subject over dinner prep. He'd taken a break from work and tagged along because he too wanted to bring back the old Relita. He also wanted to help Calivis grow. Second adopted son! Squirrel friend. Counting your royal capitalist chickens before they hatch, Furball Jr. Come on, Zephora. Viro's not a chicken. He's a... I can't remember how we pronounced this last time, but it's like... Ratatasker? Whatever. And don't you forget, he's a squirrel! Because it's like... Ratatasker? Ratatasker? But there's... my brain cannot process that right now. Anyway. Squirrel. Is your brain so empty that even basic sayings are out of your grasp? Sad. Hero's not entirely off base, though. All of our shows have been a hit so far. I'm 100% sure Arthur will go just as well. True! Together we can overcome anything! Yeah, I'm still not nearly as skilled as Relita, though. Have some confidence, Firo. Everyone said they had a blast because of you. You may be different from him, but you have your own way of bringing joy to the audience. Fucking Calivis is already a king in this tiny baby body. Like, he knows how to deal with people. This kid. That's very kind of you, Calivis. They're like besties now. Good for them. I told you they were going to be besties! Listen, I know we're trying to get Radium romancing, but I love this. I love our parents being our parents. I love these two being best friends. God damn it. Our found family and our actual family and everybody's so goddamn good. Okay, not Zephora's actual family. They suck. Maybe not his parents, but I mean his uncle sucks. Pharaoh had taken Relita's place as our mascot for the time being. He entertained the crowd with his adorable acts. In doing so, he'd come to understand just how difficult it was. Hey, Furball, don't you have something to say to him? He just complimented you. Relita glanced at us as it dawned on him that he was now the center of attention.
As stoic as ever, eh? And didn't you just regain more mana with the third flora? How are you feeling? My memories came back every time I drank the flora nectar.
Relita's tone was flat, but he seemed inclined to elaborate at least.
I remember most of the things I did, from my journey with you people to my parting with Celius. There are still gaps here and there. I'm starting to feel the sensation I had when I first met Relita. His mana is definitely recovering.
Still not as expressive as his old self. I guess you could call him Relita-like for now. Did you say Relita-like or Relita-light? Oops, wrong one. Ugh. Relita-like. He isn't anything like that Fleabag, even with his memories. Maybe we're right and his mana's not the only problem here. What more could it be? Zephora's suggestion lingered in the air. He hasn't learned to love or embrace the love. I have no clue what kind of heart Celius was aiming for, but none of us would call Relita heartless. He loves drinking and joking around. He might be lazy, but he's actually very caring and considerate. He has to have a heart. Problem is, as long as Relita believes he has no heart, he'll just repeat his choices even after restore his mana with Flora. Zephora's right. The old Relita won't ever come back at this rate, not even with the last Flora. But I still believe he has a heart. His expression changes from time to time, even though it's a bit stiff. He snubbed what he hated and taught us what he liked. His body's still here. That means his emotions are too. Mom also said he couldn't bring out his emotions because he lacked the mana to do it. He should have been back to his old self once his mana recovered. Except he hasn't changed at all. Calivis quietly spoke up as the rest of us simmered in our thoughts. It took Calivis. Calivis still hasn't fully grown because he hasn't embraced it. You know what I mean? There's still something that he's keeping locked away, like he's afraid. Brady's doing the same thing.
Hey, how do you feel now that you've remembered all that?
Relita thought for a time before answering.
Oh, my memories are returning, and they feel unfamiliar.
How do you mean?
That's definitely me in there. But the memories are just like moving pictures to me. Let's say it feels like I'm watching someone else's life. Do you get it? I can remember what I did and how the others acted around me, but I still don't understand how my past self felt.
Your memories are but moving images, you say? How can that be?
I've been trying to find out why Relita won't return to his old self. I'm just guessing, but perhaps Relita's case is similar to mine when my heart was frozen.
So you're saying Relita's heart's frozen or something?
Yeah, it was the same back then. I remembered all the things I did, but I felt like I was watching scenes from a distance. Oh, I experienced a similar thing too back when I couldn't transform into a human. My fear and anxiety grew by the day until I had to shut away my heart and protect myself. I couldn't feel anything.
Oh. Your stories reminded me of my own personal experiences. Well, it's like his route parallels everybody, Jesus. We're all traumatized. It was the same 10 years ago when I thought my parents had died. The shock of it made me withdraw into myself. Relita and Spiria did everything they could to bring me back to normal, and I felt nothing. But Rady was the one who brought you back, and you're just going to kiss him and everything's going to fall into place. My heart was bleak and empty. Nothing sparked my interest, and as I spent my days in a daze. So, deep down, Relita doesn't want to remember all of those things.
Well, I don't know what past me was thinking.
Relita doesn't want to go back to normal. Maybe we should stop. What do you think? I think we should ask him. I don't think we should stop. We have to ask him what he thinks. Yeah. What do you think, Relita? Relita tilted his head at my meek question.
Why are you asking me? My answer won't belong to the Relita you know.
Yeah, I get that. You're nothing alike. But past or present, you're still the one and only Relita. We're family, and I care about you. I'm speaking to the new Relita when I say this. If you don't want to go back to the old you, then I'll respect your feelings. No matter how much he had changed, he was my beloved family member, a person I held dear and who never failed to protect me. The fact that he'd been with me for the last 10 years hadn't changed. While I wanted the old him back, that didn't mean I intended to treat the new Relita like he didn't matter.
Really? I thought y'all saw me as nothing more than a nuisance.
Huh! His words cut me like a knife. I didn't know he thought that. Although he might not have felt hurt, gone too far. I'm sorry. Looking pensive, Relita lowered his eyes.
Why are you sorry? Quit it. I didn't say I was bothered by it. Anyone would try to get back something they'd lost.
That's not the issue. The others apologized after me in turn. Relita seemed confused. He thought for a moment, then tossed out a question.
Tell me, what'll you do if I refuse to revert?
I'll give up and start from scratch with this new you. I don't know how long it'll take, but I hope we can be family again. Whatever lay beyond that porcelain mask of his was a mystery.
I don't really care what you do. I'm fine with anything as long as I can finish Celius's research. We got all the time in the world, you know. Just go ahead and do what you want to do.
Basically said he didn't give a damn. Same time his words struck a chord. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Sounded almost like he was cheering me on in that voice I'd heard so many times before. I guess I shouldn't overthink it. We have no way to know what the old you felt. So if you're fine with it, we'll do as we like.
Yep, that's right. You know who's to blame here? The guy who up and ditched us. We can't even scold him because he's just gonna act indifferent.
Comes back and says it wasn't any of our business. I say we get him blackout drunk.
Will he not lose his memories for real if we do such a thing?
If no one has any objections, we're gonna follow our original plan and make that last flora bloom. Roger that! Let's do this, Calivus! Yeah, Father will come watch the show in person, so I gotta show him how much I've grown.
I had no idea why Relita decided to lock up his heart and throw away the key. All I could do was keep moving forward, hoping I could see him again, because he doesn't think he's worthy of us. Aw. But, like, he's gonna realize all the work that we put in for him.
Everyone did their own thing after dinner. As for me, I ruminated over the conversations we had earlier. Asmi's afraid of regaining his emotions, is he? Celius had created this vessel to learn about human emotions and acquire that nebulous thing called a heart. Yet the old me wanted nothing to do with the feelings he'd gained. Strange, considering I couldn't find whatever he was so afraid of in the memories we shared. Should I try to find out why? I'm bored and have nothing to do anyways. I closed my eyes and went back through the memories one by one.
It'd be all me.
Thinking back to when I drank my first flora nectar, I remember Relita's 1,000-year journey around the world. Relita met with countless people and parted with just as many. The lifespans of the humans he met were always so short. Relita observed the never-ending cycle of life from afar. He blended in with people to learn about their emotions. Learning of all these emotions, he avoided getting too involved and continued on alone. All sorts of new feelings had been kindled within him, each with its own unique taste. Sadness, joy, impatience, anger. Yet all these emotions were lacking something. He wandered aimlessly from one city to another. After I drank my second flora nectar, I recalled the days Relita spent with Rigel, Miria, and Spacey. Relita had encountered tight-knit clusters of humans known as families before. This was his first time inserting himself into such a group. He was wary of the researchers at first due to their overbearing personalities. He only considered this his home because he wanted to make Spacey happy. Having missed his chance to leave, he stayed there for a while. Hey, ain't I bothering you folks?
What makes you think so?
It's just, I'm pretty much an outsider in your family, you know. You should cherish your time with your
Hey now! What kind of person would consider their good friend a hindrance?
I'm your friend.
That's right. We have a blast talking with you, and you're very knowledgeable.
Besides, Spacey really adores you.
The girl in question was slung over my back, sleeping peacefully. Miriam reached over to tuck a lock of hair behind her ear.
You see, we tend to ignore others whenever we get immersed in something, and people often get ticked off and walk out for good.
Seriously?
Absolutely. You're the only one we can always count on for a chat, Relita. That's why we really appreciate your presence.
Sometimes we even leave our daughter by the wayside when we get too absorbed in our work.
Her deadbeat parents. I mean, they did go off and get themselves cursed.
You're helping us big time by playing with her. Spacey thinks of you as her big brother.
And since you're a big brother, you're part of our family.
What was that? He laughed at them, calling it the most crackpot theory they'd ever had. And maybe he only said that because no one had ever called him family before. And those researchers kind of remind me of Celius. After that, Relita revealed his true identity and his mission to Rigel and Myria. It was far from a turn-off, though. They loved all things rare and extraordinary, and their eyes glittered when they learned the truth. Before, Celius was the only one who ever accepted Relita for who he was. After the Great Spirit disappeared, he had no one who could understand him for a long time. Family, huh? He never thought an artificial being like himself deserved a family. Hence why he was so moved when he was finally given that honor. He also knew that, like his creator, those three would leave him one day too. It shouldn't have been a big deal, considering he'd experienced it countless times. Yet, imagining it, that moment terrified him, as if the very idea plunged him into the coldest depths of the ocean. Before he realized it, Relita began to wish this merry life would last forever. Little did he know that telling the researcher couple his earnest wish would be a grave mistake. The two ventured to Passio, the island of dragons, to make his wish come true.
He blames himself because, okay. I mean, I thought we kind of already figured out he blamed himself, but like it's not like, I blame myself because I couldn't save your parents. It's, I blame myself because the reason they got cursed was because they were trying to help me. And then I couldn't save them.
Finally, after I drank the third flora nectar, memories from the last 10 years came back to me. 10 years ago, Relita failed to save Rigel and Myria, and both of them ended up at death's door. He was at his wit's end when the innocent Spacey lost her smile. He wanted her to smile again, to find joy. It was his one and only desire, and he'd have done everything in his power to make it happen. And when she finally did, a joy enveloped him unlike anything he'd ever experienced. No exaggeration. After that, he spent his time with Spacey and Speria. Month after month was filled with peaceful, ordinary days for the not-so-ordinary Relita. And then he met the other circus folk, set off on a trip, and while I tried to recall what happened next, Emilio and Zephora approached me.
Got a moment, Relita? There's something we want to ask you.
What is it? Before answering, Zephora stole a glance at Spacey. She was in the common area.
Let's move elsewhere. Follow me.
He took us to the tent where Pashalia and Vilio resided.
Hey, Vilio, heck is this black thing? Are you hoarding old junk in here or what? Oh, thanks a ton, dude. I've been looking for that ever since I lost it in Kalita. Okay, but what is it? Beef jerky? Don't leave your food on the floor, you disgusting bottom-feeding lizard!
I fucking love these two.
Zephora mercilessly smacked the jerky out of his hand.
No! That's still good eating! On what planet is that still edible, idiot? For Christ's sakes, why must we have a serious talk in such a vile place? Let's just move to your tent if you hate it so much. Think I'd let a walking tornado like you in my tent? That chance.
After letting loose a torrent of complaints, Zephora finally turned to face me.
I just love having that little moment with them. Was it necessary? Not really, but also I'm so glad it's there. You know what I mean? Like, it only adds merriment. You know what I mean? Like, I just love the little things like this where you're like, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't have noticed. You wouldn't feel like you missed anything. But I like these tiny little things that are poked in here just so you see everyone and you're like, God, I love these two together. It's so good. I mean, I guess it does serve a purpose in a way. Like, Rady's kind of now like seeing how other people behave around each other. I guess, sure, it's a lesson for him somehow or something. Listen, it was enjoyable for me. That's all that matters.
That's enough of that. Let's cut to the chase. Do you have any idea what might have put the old you off so bad he won't come back? Perhaps, say, an incident shortly after we decided to go on our second trip?
Not specific.
Right after we agreed to set out, we noticed things were awkward between you and Spacey. We thought maybe that's where it started. So, got any recollection of something that might have made you close yourself off?
Do they not know that I confessed my feelings to him? Like, I feel like everybody knew I was in love with him.
One thing came to mind when he asked that. Miss Spacey confessed to me. I remember rejecting her and telling her we should stay family. Judging by how she acted after that, I can't help thinking it might be the case, or it might be the cause.
You rejected her, Relita? I'm not surprised, but hearing you say it so flippantly rubs me the wrong way. Zephora's over there like, I would like it if this girl was in love with me and made me sandwiches. Tried to steal my paperwork and shit. God, you're an idiot.
Love him. Listen, I love our salty little clown. I don't know if I mentioned that so far in this part.
Should you really be telling us this, though? If Ginio were here, he'd be like, you're so insensitive, you brute, or something.
You mean insensitive? Wait, what did he say?
You're so intensive.
I read insensitive. Oh my god.
You're so intensive, you brute. You mean insensitive? Yeah, that.
Fucking A. Why are they all so charming? God, I love it.
Why'd you dump her, though? Don't you love her back?
I held my tongue, but not because I found it hard to answer. The reason was simple. I don't know.
What?
I really have no clue why I dumped her. Going through my memories, I could tell how much Relita treasured her. This whole world revolved around her. Some people usually live a happy life as a couple when their feelings are mutual.
Why did I reject her?
Beats me.
Zephora said it was zero enthusiasm.
How about you try thinking back on that moment again? Maybe you'll find something.
I did as he suggested.
I love you.
When she confessed, I told her I appreciated her feelings. And yet... I can't, Spacey. You deserve someone better. You're better off with a man. A human man. Who can give you a normal, happy life.
And now we know kind of why he said that. He's like, I'm not even real. Well,
look, I don't want to date anyone. I doubt I even could. I don't have the right. That's impossible for me. I ain't normal. I can't give you some happily ever after.
Did you say that because you're a creature made by a great spirit?
I don't know what past me was thinking, but would be. I'm an immortal golem that Celia's created. I can never grow old with her. I'll never die. Living happily ever after with your special someone was something normal for a human to want. You're supposed to bask in each other's company and share your feelings. And finally, you both die of old age. I'm immortal. I can never give her a joyful life like that. Maybe I tried to distance myself from her so she wouldn't get hurt later on.
So she wouldn't get hurt? Sounds like BS to me.
You say that, but
It's just an excuse. Who cares about not growing old together? Are your feelings going to evaporate when she's an old granny? So what if you'll never die? She just wanted to spend her life with you. Vilio is so fucking mad about this injustice. Though you're going to be mad where you're going to stop loving her when she's old and gray? Thank you, Vilio. It's okay to love old grannies like me. I love that. He's like, grandmas are hot. Vilio, you've got a weird kink, but okay. Look, it works for me. I'm old. You seriously think there's anyone else she can have feelings for aside from you? I just love how Vilio is just so mad that two people in love just won't be in love. It's kind of adorable. Think back on how she smiles in your memories.
the image rose to mind with ease. Her beaming face bursting with happiness.
How'd that compare to now? You say you dumped her because you don't want to hurt her, but how does she look now? Do you think you made the right choice? I feel like Philly was gonna beat him up. So funny. And it's not, I mean, this is almost like, you can't berate someone for not, like, loving someone back, but they're both like, you do love her back, you fucking idiot. Like, that's why they're mad, which is cute.
Frankly, I wasn't the one who turned her down. I didn't know how to answer. I could be blunt, but for some reason my lips stayed shut. Spacey's smile. Once I realized I could only see her smiling face in my memory, it smoldered in my mind like embers that wouldn't go out. But why?
You wanna see Celius's research to completion, don't you? You need a heart for that. Except a heart doesn't have a definite form. How can you know if you've obtained it? Did Celius not tell you anything? How are you gonna meet some unknown goal?
No idea. I'd like to know that myself.
How can you find the answer if you don't know what it is? Oh, maybe some trumpets will sound off when you get a heart. Zip it, scales for brains. In my opinion, heart is an umbrella term that encompasses a myriad emotions. It's a vessel that carries and controls those feelings, like love, hatred, joy, and sorrow. Before you had things you liked and hated, you could laugh and get mad. Bet you offed yourself because you believed you were still an incomplete creation without a heart. Maybe the old you thought there was something lacking in his heart. That's why the research never came to an end. It explains why he gave up on himself so easily. I had no clue he was such a perfectionist. He could have just ignored the missing piece since a heart's still a heart in the end. Not everyone could throw caution to the wind like you.
I get your point. But what shall I do?
Now that we know what the problem is, figure out why you're so adamant that something's missing from your memory and emotions. Why do you make it so complicated? You just gotta figure out how he feels about Spacey, right? Well, yeah. I assume that was the only emotion your past self lacked. Then your heart will be complete once you figure that out. You can meet Celius's goal and see Spacey smile again. You basically killed two birds with one stone. I'm not gonna be as optimistic as this fool right here, but do give it a try. Can't put a name to those sensations, emotions, and thoughts you've got since you said you don't have a heart. You're the only one who can make whatever you feel towards her take shape.
That has a name.
She's being real genuine with you, so don't you dare run away just because you're afraid. I love the fact that our salty clown bitch is, like, fucking wingmanning us right now, and it's adorable. He's such a little marshmallow. Even when he's angsty and angry, he's like, don't you dare hurt her, I'll kick your ass. Aww. Our salty little marshmallow. So cute.
Am I running away out of fear?
Oh, I love it. We resumed our ride early in the morning. The sun was directly overhead by the time we arrived in our theater.
Ain't these some familiar faces? Since y'all sent me that letter ahead of time, I managed to make lunch for everyone. Hold on, where's Ginia?
He has business at the castle, so he's gonna eat lunch somewhere else. Sorry for not telling you beforehand.
And don't sweat it. As for his serving, how about... I'll eat it!
I burst into laughter at how fast Vilio raised his hand. Viria hadn't even finished her sentence. Are you that hungry, Vilio?
I'd be worried if he wasn't. Eat as much as you want, boy.
We cleaned our plates in no time.
I wish Rigel and Miria were here with us.
Mom and Dad had remained in Kalita to examine the Caritas wand, seeking a way to help Relita recover. I reached out to see if they could come by, but I guess their hands are full with their research.
Can't believe they immediately got into research mode right after waking up. Oh well, they never change. Our Relita, on the other hand, still ain't back to his old self.
Yeah. Speria had tapped Relita's favorite beer, but the mug was untouched.
Hey, you're not gonna drink this booze. This is your favorite, you know. I made sure to have it ready for you.
Well, I know how good it tastes, but I'm not going to drink at lunchtime. I'll have some after dinner.
I cannot seem to shake the uncanny feeling I get whenever I hear him talk. Is it because he looks and sounds the same?
To think Relita'd refrain from drinking. I kind of want to show his past self this scene. I guess this is better than having him drink too much. You can rest easy. I made an effort to sweep away the encroaching gloom, but...
No need to force yourself, Spacey.
Viria noticed right away that my grin was 100% fake. I know. She rubbed my back with a sympathetic look.
It reminds me, isn't this your first time at Liber ever since you lost your memory, Relita? Do you feel anything?
I don't want to hear his answer. Just imagining how he described this place in that detached way of his made my heart ache. Liber was brimming with memories. Absolutely didn't want to hear him speak of it with apathy. I quickly got up from my seat before he answered. That instant, the door swung open and a man toppled into the tavern.
Can't you see you got a customer here? Shove it in my seat.
I like how they typed the drunk into his text, too.
Ew! Just how much did that man drink? He stinks! Hey, Calivus, let's get away from him! But where to?
Sorry, sir, as you can see here, we're fully booked today. If you'd like, the restaurant over there also makes a mean lunch, so I suggest you... Huh? Just take me to my seat, you hag! Quit slacking off!
Oh, Rady's getting pissed. He staggered to the counter on unsteady feet. Anyone could tell the guy was dead drunk. We're like, this is normally you, Rady, at lunch.
Here, you want money, don't you? Come on, give me some food right now.
He slammed his money on the counter. Everyone jerked to their feet. Seemed I wasn't the only one who wanted to stop him. Someone beat all of us to it, though. Relita stood there looking dispassionate as ever. Wait, is he doing what I think he's doing? I was reminded of what happened in Kalita. He'd crouched down to the little girl who'd fallen and asked why she was crying. Why are you being drunk? I'm just kidding. He's not going to ask that man why he's angry, is he? While Relita could read the room after getting his memory back, it wasn't entirely out of the question. I feel like I said wasn't entirely, but it sounded like I said was.
What do you want? You got some kind of problem with me?
Get lost. His voice was cold and sharp. He was not having it.
I give every guest who comes here from all over the world a warm, comfort of home. I ain't gonna let you ruin that.
Fine, I'm leaving.
The man dashed out of Liber so fast he looked like he was being hunted down. Relita's scolding must have sobered him up quick. Hey, Relita? Why did you protect Liber?
No idea. My body moved on its own. Watching that man try to ruin this cozy space really pissed me off. I drove him away.
Pissed him off. Yeah, angry, emotion.
I knew it. You still have some feelings left in you. What you did just now was proof. Not to mention the time you pushed Leon away from Spacey. The most important thing is still there, deep down inside you.
Rejoicing, he lightly punched Verlita in the chest. Verlita pressed a hand to his chest, seeming confused. He sure was the opposite of the old Verlita, what with his stiff expression and all. Still, the feelings his old self had were lurking somewhere within him. His case was just like mine, Calivis's, and Pharaoh's. I believed my feelings would reach him once we found a way into his heart. Just have to keep at it.
Someone's in a good mood, huh, Spacey?
Oops! Sorry, I got too excited. Vishalia, Ion, and I were on our way home from shopping. It's only natural. Who among us is not happy now that we know Relita may regain his emotions after our final show?
That's right. Given what happened earlier, he may return to his old self if we can find the right opening. If we were in a storybook, it would all come flooding back to him after a blow to the head.
Shall we try hitting him in the head, then? I can help with that. Yeah, anything but that, please! That's Ion's kind of like himbo moment. They're like, I can hit him on the head. Did you want me to? No, serious. Sweetie, just... You're like Drax over there, like, just taking everything literally. Oh, God. How about we use something he has strong attachment to?
A good idea. Just look at how his love for Lieber made him act like his old self again.
I guess we can try going around to places he and I frequented. There are a lot of them here.
In that case, I have an idea.
It's gonna be a date.
You want me to tag along with you all day tomorrow?
I'd gone to Relita directly to invite him out. Yep, Pashalia said going through your old everyday routine in our theater might help in some way. Relita and I had been attached at the hip back when we lived in our theater. We were together from morning till night. According to Pashalia, we might see some changes in Relita if we were to recreate his routine.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Really? Thanks for going along with me.
I got no reason to refuse, because I want to understand how the old me felt.
His answer surprised me. Why the sudden change? You've never been this proactive about it before.
Lilio and Zafora told me to do some soul searching if I want to accomplish my goal. That's all I thought about what the current me wants to do. Frankly, I still don't feel like returning to my past self. All I want to do is complete the mission Celius gave me.
Maybe when he finds love, Celius is gonna do what Leave did and pop it out and be like, cool, I'm just gonna make you normal human now. I needed my puppet to figure out he wanted to be a real boy, and then he gets to be a real boy.
I'm not the best shortcut to achieving that, is to understand what past me was thinking. Besides,
Yes? Instead of answering my question, Relita just stared at me. What's the matter?
Nah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'll accompany you tomorrow. Take me around.
He's like, anyway, I want to figure out why he was in love with you, or why he broke up with you. Yeah. I want to figure out why he was in love with you, but still said no to you. Don't say that. Yeah, it's a good thing you didn't. Sure, okay. Not really sure what's on his mind, but I owe Zafora and Vilio one. I used to feel so down whenever he wasn't honest with me. Was that why he told me how he really felt? Even though he still doesn't feel like going back to his old self, he's making much more progress than before. I had no doubt his past self would return once he opened himself up to it. Thanks for being honest with me. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
With that short reply, Relito walked toward the kitchen. He was probably going to wash the dishes since he was in the middle of it when I'd returned. Then he stopped in his tracks. He turned around quietly and patted back to me. Did you forget something? He placed his hand on top of my head without a word. Huh? Puzzled as I was, Relita swished his hand from left to right, mussing up my hair with no explanation. Hey, what are you doing?
I remember stroking your hair in the past. Thought maybe it'd click for me if I did it.
And?
That ain't fun.
Oh. My voice betrayed my disappointment. Sure, my heart didn't flutter when the new Relita ruffled my hair. But he didn't have to be that blunt about it. It hurt. Unaware of my inner turmoil, Relita went on.
I got enjoy it because you didn't react like you used to.
Come again?
You seemed happy when I stroked your hair. When I saw your smile, this part of me went, but.
He pointed at his chest where his heart was. That's fucking adorable. He's so factual. He's like, I kind of felt a flutter in my heart when I did it the last time, but whatever. And you're like, what?
But you look surprised and sad this time. So I didn't enjoy it at all.
Wait, does that mean what I think it means? You want me to smile? 10 years ago, Relita did everything he could to help me regain the smile I had lost. Is he determined to do the same now because that memory stands out from the rest?
You think that's it?
I don't know myself. His eyebrows arched in curiosity when I let out an awkward chuckle.
How do I make you genuinely smile? The way you look now is different from the past.
This wouldn't have struck me as quite so odd if Spiria were the one commenting on it. She knew right away when I was faking it. But this was new Relita. Never expected him to say something like that. I guess I'll smile if you're having fun?
Really?
His reply gave no indication as to what he was feeling. He kind of reminds me of the old Relita right now. There was no doubt in my mind. I wasn't just imagining things. I love the fact that he's like, my heart used to thump every time you would smile. So, like, obviously, he's been hiding he's been in love with us. We knew, but like, sorry, Relita, I overslept. I flew into Lieber's dining hall in a hurry. We were supposed to have an all-day outing, but I'd stayed up late planning everything. Thanks to that, I'd overslept.
That's cool. Don't worry. I want some toast for breakfast.
Oh, I can make it myself. How about you, Relita? Did you eat?
No, I was waiting for you. Anyway, I'll fix us breakfast, so you go fix your bedhead.
I immediately clamped my hands over my hair, feeling the messy strands between my fingers. I'll go fix it quick. Why did I keep making these silly blunders on the day I was going out with Relita? Cursing my clumsiness, I ran to the bathroom. Relita's acting the same as he used to. Maybe he was doing it because I wanted to go through our old routine. Mark my words, I'm gonna find my way into his heart. I will make him love me! Our first stop is Arthur's main streets. We used to go shopping here a lot. We hit the main drag after breakfast. Relita and I used to come here a lot.
It looks different from how I remember.
You're always in your Fae form, so maybe it seemed bigger then. Want to transform?
No, I'm good. Someone might call me out if I change here. Today's all about you and me, ain't it? Let's not bring other people into it.
Yeah, you're right.
Why is your face so red? Are you angry or something?
Not at all. Just forget about it. Come on, we have more places to go. The new Relita didn't seem to be aware of my feelings. He's totally aware of your feelings. He just hasn't put them together. He's like, oh, is this because you're in love with me? You know. I broke into a jog to hide my blushing face.
Hey, wait!
He suddenly grabbed my shoulder and yanked me backward. Did we get a CG? Nope. I lost my balance, but he caught me before I could fall. Whoa! What are you?
Watch your step. Look ahead.
He pointed in the direction I'd been running. When I looked over, I saw a flower shop. Nestled among the beautiful blossoms was a mystic tool that dispersed water. It had gone rogue and was spraying water all over the road. When I kept going, I would have gotten soaking wet. Thanks. Once I thanked him, I slipped out of his hold. What the heck am I doing? I was supposed to take him to all the places we used to like. My love for Relita was written all over my face, and that vulnerability whipped me up into a fluster. Let's go over here. Huh? Relita? His gaze was fixed on his right hand, the one he'd used to catch me. What's wrong? Did you injure your hand or something?
Oh, my hand's all good.
Phew, okay. I walked a little further, still confused by the gesture.
By the way, I remember we once got home soaking wet from the rain.
Our close call with the mystic tool must have triggered the memory. We did. We took shelter under the eaves of some shops first, but the rain never stopped. You ran into the downpour to buy us an umbrella.
You followed me, didn't you?
Who else was gonna hold it? You were way too tiny.
I completely forgot I couldn't turn into a human back then.
They both got totally drenched. Spiria was so mad at us.
That reminds me. It was raining when we were first in Cultura, right?
Oh, I was like, the CG when he talked about the rain, I was just picturing this one. Yep, I'd only just found out you could turn into a human then. God, he's gorgeous. I remember feeling all self-conscious, but you acted like nothing happened. Looking back on it, that might have been the moment I fell for him.
You okay, Spacey?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Now let's move on to our next stop. We made our way to the plaza. We used to come here on breaks because of all the stalls. They sell a lot of imported goods like rare mystic tools, fabric, and food stuff. You told me about each and every one of them. I thought you were so knowledgeable since you could answer all my questions.
I've lived a long time. Of course I've come to know many things.
Sifting through my memories, I realized Relita had behaved strangely now and again. We've been together for so long that I never really questioned it. Hey, remember how much you liked that place's beer?
I do.
You were just a little fabies then, so the clerk refused to sell it to you. But you schmoozed your way into the clerk's good graces and you two hit it off. You were such a social butterfly. After that, you were the first to know whenever they had a new beer in stock.
I used to love the sweets from that store.
I still do, actually. I can never get enough of their chocolates. They have such a wide variety. I get chocolate smeared all around my mouth as a kid, and you'd always wipe it off for me. Let's go back to the romantic and listen to the, adult-child relationship here.
Something similar happened when we ate that tiramisu in Orion's.
Ah, well, that one's okay. Oh, yeah, this. Well, look at the way he's just being. Stop it. The sensation of his fingertips on my lips came back to me in a rush. It made my heart beat so fast. Relita didn't seem to notice, though. No, but the look on his face as he's doing it is fucking... got sex in his eyes, Jesus. The more I remember, the more I realize how often I felt conscious of him. Bashfulness crept up on me, but then Relita suddenly leaned in close.
Since we're reenacting the past, should I try wiping your mouth? You got nothing on it, though.
No need to go that far! Shall we go to the next stop? Our goal was to move his heart, not mine. Move his heart, not mine. We would never accomplish that at this rate. Let me think of another place that might stir his heart. Here's our next stop. Huh. What's the matter? He stopped in his tracks the second we entered the pub.
Leon's here, ain't he?
Well, he does own the place. I don't think you have to be on your guard, though. His cheesy pickup lines are nothing but flattery. Besides, I'm not the only one I doubted he'd provoke Relita and dampen the mood like last time. Turned out I was wrong. And then we got our first Leon CG again. I love it. This is like the first time we met him. Holy moly! Who's this adorable sight for sore eyes? Welcome, Spacey. I'm so happy to have you here. Want a drink? Maybe some eats? Oh, I get it. You want to go on a date with me, right? Jeez, just say so, you sweet little minx. He knows what he's doing. Leon, I'm begging you, read the room! Sure enough, Relita leveled a menacing glare at Leon, but see, that's stirring something. Huh, but I've always read the room, you know? I wanted to help you out after the others filled me in on your plans. And that's why I'm welcoming you the same way I always do.
Okay. Thanks for helping us out. Bye.
Relita spun around to leave as soon as Leon finished his sentence. Hey now, aren't you here to go through your old routine? You can go once you shake me down for my overdue tab.
What's he acting all hide and mighty for when he literally owes us money?
Leon's always like that.
Well, whatever. Just pay up already.
Wait here. I'll go get the money. Leon dashed into the back.
He knew we'd be coming and he didn't have the money ready.
Relita had become much more expressive, though still not as vivacious as he was in the past. Say, can I ask you something?
What's up?
Why are you so wary of Leon? Yeah, he tries to hit on me, but it's not like he's doing you any harm. The old you never got mad at him about it because I was just family. Merlita had scolded the drunkard who came to leave her the other day because of how much he cared for the place. If his hackles were raised around Leon for similar reasons, I wanted him to tell me what was on his mind.
No idea.
You really don't know.
I don't know how to describe how I'm feeling right now. It's more complicated than how I feel about Lieber. It ain't like I hate the dude. It's just, I feel annoyed and irritated when I see you two together. I can't stand it when you're talking with him. I want him to stay away from you. It ain't just him, though. Picturing anybody else touching you just riles me up.
Oh, I see. Ah! Ban yourselves, girls, because it's like anybody else touching. Like, I just getting a little possessive right now, but also it's because you don't know how to. Oh, I love it. He sounds jealous.
Who's jealous?
I mean, I'd be jealous if I were in your position. I doubt the past you would have felt that way, though.
Do you know why I'm feeling this way?
Maybe you're just worried about me because the old you saw himself as my parental figure? He was overly cautious all the time, telling me to hit anyone who tried to make moves on me and then run away.
Uh-huh.
His response was curt, and I couldn't tell whether I'd convinced him or not. He's like, that doesn't jive with the memories of the things that I feel. He knows. Because of, like, I mean, you know he knows. He was like, I don't know why I dumped her. And they're like, you were in love with her. And he's like, apparently, but I don't understand it. And I don't know why I brought, like, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of knows. He doesn't have the feeling, and maybe he doesn't, but, like, he's like, yeah, parental figure. I don't think that's it, but okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, and we'll continue next time. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.